Money.
Good segue.
This is a topic that has split the hip hop culture, the sports world, black people, urban culture down into two. Okay, as a whole. We've had enough time to sit with this topic, right? I know you kind of dug into it yourself.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Jay-Z versus Kaepernick. Okay. But not necessarily Jay-Z versus Kaepernick. I don't want to do that because that's not, they're not doing that.
Yeah, it's not what it actually
is. That's media
yeah.
that's doing that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? For those y'all don't know, Jay-Z was linking up with the NFL to produce the halftime show. Yeah. Right?
We were talking about it where they said Roc Nation did a deal.
Roc Nation did a deal, right? Yeah. Where they were going to be doing like social justice stuff with the NFL, all this stuff for people. And people from Kaepernick's camp have come out and said, "No, we don't want that shit." People like Jamel Hill has written articles with headlines that said, "Here's how Jay-Z helped to banish Colin Kaepernick from the NFL." Things like this have been coming out, so it's kind of become this thing of Jay-Z is siding with the man.
With the NFL, yeah.
Whereas Kaepernick is still out here struggling because he hasn't gotten signed to an NFL team.
Yeah.
Right. For anyone who wants to look it up, just type in Roc Nation enters into long-term partnership with NFL as league's official live music entertainment strategist.
Right.
That's what.
And they're also going to be coming up with like a bunch of programs and all that kind of stuff too. Just so y'all know, Freddie Gibbs came out and said, "Fuck Colin Kaepernick."
Yeah, I saw that. Never seen that.
Which
shared that, I was like, "What?"
When I seen that, I was like, "Okay, we've crossed over into a different plane of conversation here." I really want to know what y'all think about this.
I mean, that's. I don't know. I mean, I understand where I guess Colin Kaepernick. He's still he was that whole movement was big and taking the knee and everything, and then it backfired on him, but it definitely brought attention to issues, which was a good thing. But then, supposedly, he took it with the settlement. Some shit.
He did have a settlement with the NFL.
People weren't happy with that either. For like a lot of people weren't happy because they're like,
there were some people that were unhappy about that. Yeah.
And so I mean, I don't know. He's not gonna be in the NFL. I mean, he needs to face that fact probably that time is slipping. His better years as an NFL quarterback are passing by.
You think so?
Probably. Is he out there like playing in a different league, staying up to playing? Like
he's working out, but he's not in any leagues.
So
there was another league that asked him to be in the league. I don't know if it was that that
European
new no that new football
the one that's already gone, that American Football League or whatever it was.
Is it gone? Yeah. Like it's done? It just didn't last?
Yeah.
Like XFL.
Or the season is just over.
No, it's just gone.
It's just gone?
Yeah.
God damn.
Just like the NFL dominates that shit.
That shit was doing pretty well, I thought.
I can't remember if it was a money issue or not, but yeah, it was.
It's always gonna be a money issue. Well, I remember. I think one of them asked him to play, and he wanted like 20 million or 30 million or something like that, which was just
they don't have that.
They just don't have that. You know what I'm saying? But that was it. Yeah, you're right. He hasn't played in the Canadian league. He hasn't really
do anything. I mean, he just ain't. You might want to just move on from trying to play in the NFL. If that's what he's trying to do. I don't even know if that's what he's actually trying to do. He's still trying to get in.
Yeah, he's still trying. Yeah.
Right, well,
he's definitely put out like little videos that shows him training and
trying to just stay people looking at him, make sure that he's to see if someone likes what they see. No.
But so the question is, because there's a lot of people that's like they were boycotting the NFL because Colin Kaepernick wasn't playing for a team. He basically got outed by the NFL, right? but my question is like, is him playing? Is that the end all be all? Like, if he plays, then everybody's cool with the NFL again?
That's a good question. I mean, everybody gonna be like, all right, cool, we're cool again. You know, like,
all right, I'm about to watch. And also, too, they were already pushing him on the bench and stuff before all this stuff.
He was fucking up on the field.
That's right. You're a 49ers fan.
Yeah.
Right.
He's already fucking up, like, not doing good, not playing good. There was just too much shit around him because of all the issues, the controversy, and all that shit.
Before that, though.
Before that, he wasn't playing like he actually started going downhill a little bit. Like, he wasn't having the season he had the year before. He started off real bad or some shit like that. From what I remember. I don't remember it exactly. But, yeah, he wasn't showing out like he was when he first hopped in. And
the
like,
first season?
Showing
was
out.
that the first season?
The thing is, people knew his scheme at that point. You know, like, at that point, they were like, okay, we know what he's going to do. Like, he could only surprise people because he was new. Once they fucking figured it out, did sit-downs and, like, watch film, just pick him apart. So that's why he wasn't working no more. His running around and all that shit.
Well, that happened with what's his face too. The dude who played for Baylor came from here. RG3,
yeah.
Same thing.
Same thing.
I know his was more of like an injury situation, but when he was good, you know, everybody's like, can't pull that one again.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Figured it out.
Yeah.
But how's it Ho's fault that Kaepernick said? Like, what does Jamil mean when she said?
Well, I think what people who have been going after him is because I think when earlier in this process, he was one of the people kind of standing with the whole thing of, you know, with protesting this or being against that. And a lot of people who are upset with him feel that by him doing this, it, one, is kind of weakens the movement, but two, it gives the NFL someone on their side to be like, see,
right,
he's okay with it. Why are y'all so upset?
Right.
Or someone like they were using Freddie Gibbs as an example, and being like, they think that NFL back, good, we got to turn on each other
already, yeah,
get some heat off of us,
right?
That's true.
Or some people even think the approach of, oh well, you know, Jay-Z's the representative for black people, so if Jay-Z's okay with it, then, you know, y'all need to be okay with it too.
Everyone else will fall in line.
Which obviously is not the case, and you have a bunch of different people who have different theories on this. But I think just from what I've been seeing, that's a couple of the reasons people seem to be upset with it. I feel like it kind of undermines a lot of the stuff that they've been fighting against.
So I'm trying not to let my whole fandom get into make me biased in the situation. Excuse me. I'm trying to really understand, because when Kaepernick was originally kneeling, it was, from what he stated, was to show the injustices that were happening with police brutality,
bring attention to the issues.
Right. He didn't feel like the American flag deserved his standing up. You know what I'm saying?
Because in America, all that shit was happening.
Right. He felt like if all these things are happening under the flag, then I'm gonna kneel. Right. Yeah. That was the thing. That was originally the thing.
And everybody saw it as disrespect to the soldiers and all that. Yeah.
Right. Even though he originally got the idea from
a soldier.
From a soldier.
Yeah.
Then there was the whole shit where everybody was like confused. Like, well, he listen. He has the right to kneel, but I don't want him to kneel.
Yeah.
Or there would be people that's like, we fought for the right for him to kneel, but don't kneel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There was a lot of that confusion happening. But now it's kind of like, well, he's not playing. He should be on somebody's team.
He's talented. I mean, he is, but when he's on point.
And that's where the suit and settlement came from, because they were saying, hey, he's been blackballed, owners, there's collusion going on. And that was where the settlement, that was from, hey, I should have a job or be able to have a job. That's why, you know, I'm filing suit. And then you have Eric Reed, who's still in the league, but he was one of the ones kind of alongside him, and he's still taking any now. He's the one that keeps getting drug tested all the time, randomly drug tested all the time.
Right.
He's very upset with Jay-Z. And another guy, I think his last name is Stills. I think he plays for Dolphins. I forget, though. He's also another one very upset with Jay-Z about it.
Right. But at the same time, they're all playing for NFL teams. Mm-hmm. They all getting checks from the NFL. Mm-hmm.
Except Colin.
Not true, because he did get a check from the NFL.
Oh, he got a check, yeah. Unless he's getting installments.
But here's the thing, though. That's the thing about the co-collusion thing, because it was like, all right, I got evidence that says you guys are colluding to not hire me as a quarterback or whatever, even as a backup. Y'all have blackballed me, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
NFL came to him and was like, all right, listen, okay, what do you want?
They settled. Give us your number.
They settled. They gave him some money.
There's some people that think that they thought if they kept going, they might have lost. We'll never know. But
right.
They settled.
So they give him an undisclosed amount of money. Mm-hmm. People have speculated what the amount is. It's a large sum of money. We don't really know what the amount of money was. But it was enough for Colin to say, all right, cool, I'll take it. I don't know what the amount was.
That'd be ridiculous, because think about, for a NFL contract starter,
right?
How much money do they make? I mean, they make,
for a quarterback,
millions.
Mm-hmm. How much?
Double-digit millions.
How much did your boy make? He ended up getting like the highest contract from the Seahawks.
Oh my God,
Wilson?
It was a lot. I mean,
Wilson,
because he signed a huge extension.
Yeah, like a huge deal, right?
It's definitely double digits.
Right.
I mean, probably in the 20 to 30 range.
For like 4 years or something?
That's not, it's like for 4 years, broke down like.
And that's per year.
Contract, yeah. And that's per year, yeah.
Right.
So, how many years has he been out? He probably did some kind of math of like how much he probably would have made, if he was at a certain level, not necessarily the top, but, not the bottom, something that is doable, and then he just asked for that money. Maybe
you also have people who were upset with Nike because they decided they signed Kaepernick to a deal. No. There's people who were mad at them saying, well, y'all are selling guns to both sides.
That's what they did. That's what
you
Nike
have that
does.
sponsorship, but you're also doing this,
right?
Mm-hmm.
They were just like, not to make light of it. They were like, okay, whatever.
It's like, you gonna buy these stocks or not?
Never.
You know what I'm saying? But look at these stocks, though,
like,
nigga.
Nice shoes.
Did you see the new Cowboys jersey? But again, not to joke.
No,
on it,
but for real, that's how
really
Nike was.
And then,
excuse me, just do it, nigga.
And then Jay-Z, what he was saying with this was, I'm not against the kneeling or paying attention to it. He's just saying he's ready for another,
the next
call
step,
to action, the next step.
Right.
He says there has to be something else. So I can see where, in his mind, he may be thinking, okay, to see improvement, to see change, you need to have someone
on the inside, straight up. Yeah,
you have to have change
for a voice,
the inside as well.
Yeah,
right.
So I can see what he's saying.
Who else better to do that than Hope? I'm just asking.
That's real. That's real. Who else better?
Who else do we take? That can do that. Is it Diddy?
Like I told you at work, I think that partnership happened for a couple reasons. From him, when they look at him, you would see someone. Okay, this is someone that has far wide reach,
influence,
yeah,
money, business power, industry power,
respect
amongst peers,
knowledge
and
of all that.
Yeah, someone's been around for a while. But I can also see why the NFL may think he's a safe choice. Because when's the last time we heard about him related to anything crazy?
Yeah.
Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Eliminate.
I was going to say not including
elevator.
Elevator.
Not including the relationship problems, which those are tied together.
You're just talking about just like social things, right?
It's not a bunch of shit that you see that they would be like scared to partner with him. And so some people say, well, what about Diddy? I honestly believe, and not say they're right in this belief, but I think they're a little more scared of Diddy than Ho.
Really?
I think they may think he's a little more of a loose cannon.
Okay. Diddy would get a little wild about shit.
Especially when they talk. You remember before when they were talking about
the party,
all those people trying to get together and to buy like the Panthers or something.
Okay,
he was one of the ones in that, and I can see them being like, "Oh no." Mm-mm.
Okay, but here's the thing though. He comes out and he says, when was that? Like 2017, right? He comes out and tweets out, "Yo, I want to buy the Panthers." Right? A bunch of people retweeted him, tweeted him, and was like, "I want in." It was Steph Curry. All these people, including Kaepernick, right? Which this is what bothers me, because so you're cool with getting in on ownership under Diddy, right? Buying a NFL team, okay? But you're not cool with, And this was during that time. When was this collusion settlement? When was that? That had to have been around was it last year? Mm-hmm. So, okay. So you hadn't even gotten a settlement from the NFL yet for the collusion, right? I don't know the timeline, but either way it goes, whether it's before or after, right?
You still wanted to be in on it.
You still wanted to be in on it, right? This is apparently like an organization that you feel like is...
I don't think he hates the NFL. I think his issue is that, like, you guys are blackballing me.
Okay.
Or trying to prevent us from protesting in a way that is calm, peaceful, not hurting anybody. Mm-hmm. And we should be able to, which he has a very valid point.
Yeah. Right.
I think that's his issue.
But they're not stopping anybody from kneeling.
Technically, no, but
they stopped him.
Once he wasn't signed, they got him out of there. They keep drug testing other dude trying to catch his ass. They, you have owners saying one thing, like, I'm not gonna let anybody do with that.
Right, Jerry Jones.
They were never gonna let those guys get an NFL team. The other owners were never gonna let that happen.
That's a possibility. You're right. You might be right.
But like I said,
But now that Jay is in there, could that happen? Is there a possibility that can happen?
I still think it's far off, just because they don't want it to happen.
Listen, you don't know about. Listen, Hove owned.
I know we're getting to talk about they now.
Wait. Listen, Hove owned. What was it, like 0.05%? Like a small percentage of the Nets, and had enough influence to get them to move the shit to fucking Brooklyn.
Yeah. That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? And change the entire organization, right? I don't know what he did or what. Right. Yeah. I don't know what he did. You know what I'm saying? Or what he said or what kind of game he got.
There's people mad at him about that too.
There are people that mad at him about the gentrification happening around it. Yeah. But I mean, that's anytime you bring money to an area, that's going to happen. I mean, like that might have been him to understand. He probably was really honestly just out of the.
They were mad about people got displaced from their homes and all that. But again,
I mean, it's.
No, I get what you're saying.
All I'm saying is that, like, as far as that is concerned, that's a lot of influence. I believe that Jay-Z has the influence that he can walk into a room full of these white owners and be like, you know we need. But, we need the Panthers, baby, and I'm pretty sure I think he can get it done.
But one of the main reasons I think people are also upset with him is because just this last year he was one of the people telling people you shouldn't perform at the Super Bowl because of
with
this.
Travis Scott.
Yeah, you shouldn't perform in there because of this.
JD when he was
there were several people that he said shouldn't perform in the Super Bowl because of what's going on. Right. So I can understand why turn around doing something like this might really rub somebody the wrong way.
Right. This was also during the time though when everybody was like boycotting the NFL. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And at the time, he seemed like he was supportive and having a big name like that is always important to any type of movement. But I mean, I can see why. If you're someone that big on no, you shouldn't perform, which that is a massive opportunity for an artist.
Right. For a lot of people.
For you to turn that down is a very big deal. Mm-hmm. But if the person that tells you should turn it down because of what's happening to a year later turn around and go into a partnership, I can see why you might be like, man, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
I can see why someone would be upset with that.
I guess my main question is, like, what's the end goal?
Yeah.
What's the end goal of the kneeling?
Well, I think even if he was playing, he was still going to kneel.
Oh, Kaepernick?
A couple people in the league still are.
Yeah. He probably.
But I mean, how, like even then,
I think his end goal is being on a roster.
Now,
Kaepernick.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. It's like it's. I think the issue is that it's literally that's not what it originally was. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at first it was let's bring.
Well, yeah, awareness, I'm going to kneel because of this.
Well, see,
right. Which a lot of awareness came to it.
But we don't like that you're doing that.
No one's talking about the awareness part of it anymore. Everyone's talking about him just being able to play. It all
it's
masked,
like it shifted.
It masked the actual problem.
Well, I think that's why people got behind him, because they was doing that, and so he was doing that, and okay, it was bringing awareness to that issue, but they're like, well, we don't like it, and so eventually, when he ended up not being on the roster, now people are like, we're supporting that, but we're getting behind him too because they're doing him wrong, And that's, I mean, he's still not on the roster. I think if he could be on the roster, he would. And of course, Roger Goodell says in his meeting, "Oh, any team's allowed to sign him." Well, of course, you can't say the opposite of that.
Yeah. Right.
You'd be, you'd be liable and guilty of everything.
So you think that he's still y'all think he's still like a high quality quarterback and should be in the NFL?
I just think that people don't want the circus that is, that comes around it. You know what I'm saying? Like all the issues. Like you have to. It's almost
like
that's
put people in a weird position.
Yeah, well, it's like remember when Mike Vick ended up came back and played for the Eagles, I believe, or like when they first did it, everyone was kind of nervous, thinking like, "Oh shit, they're taking a chance," because nobody else wanted to, and it takes one of those coaches or one of those owners or a team that is willing to roll the dice or maybe even take, roll the dice to just see if maybe it's going to work out. Or maybe we'll just have a bad season that's crazy, and
I could also see how there's some let's say he came to the team, let's say he went to the Saints, right? And you have players on there that because of course that becomes like a thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, Kaepernick's kneeling. How do you feel about that? I feel like you shouldn't kneel. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's disrespectful. Then you have that in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Between coaches and players.
It separates the team.
It does. I'm not saying that it should, because I believe that he has the right to kneel. You see what I'm saying? But I could also see how there's other people that's like, yo, fuck that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's right or whatever, but that's going to come along with it, right?
Well, what the owners are looking at is fans. They're looking at numbers. Mm-hmm. They don't want to piss off their fan base. They don't want to hear. They don't want to see fans saying,
"They don't want to see empty stadiums."
This happens, I'm not coming to the game.
Empty stadiums.
That's the funny thing, because it's like the NFL was boycotted by two groups. It was the people that were like, "Fuck that, I'm riding with Kaepernick," and then the other group was, "Fuck that, if you let Kaepernick do this shit, then I'm out of here." Yep. You have both of those groups boycotting the NFL at the exact same time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Who wins?
Who do you cater to? Yeah.
That's the most controversial shit.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Even now, after all this time, it's still a thing where it really is to me, I believe it does come down to a matter of perspective on things. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you race bias aside,
right.
Starter, maybe not. I definitely think he could be a backup on somebody's team now.
Backup where?
Bummy backups out there.
Give me a bummy backup.
Oh, dude, I'm not going to pretend to know everybody's roster right now, but there's definitely,
it's too early.
There's some bums out there.
Backup to Dak?
You would want him.
Who is y'all's backup?
I don't know, nigga.
See? He would want him. He's like, put him on Dallas.
No, put him on the Patriots. Shit. I mean, I just don't know, man. I
may never play.
I feel like people
Kraft ain't never gonna let that happen.
Fuck no, he wouldn't.
I feel like people gotta
let our logo has red, white, and blue.
I feel like people gotta let Jay work, man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The only reason I say that is because Jay has been proven, and some people will look at this and say no, he hasn't. Some people look at this and be like, he's a snake, he's a whatever, right? That's just I said, that's just a matter of perspective. But I feel like he has done a lot for hip hop, the culture, even Black Lives Matter. A lot of people didn't know that he was out there bailing out people, all the Black Lives people that was going to jail. He was putting his own money up and bailing those people out of jail. There's a lot of stuff that he's been doing, man, just with prison reform and all this stuff. I just kind of feel like he has a record of doing things. Even this whole thing where people are talking about how he's invested in the company that has GPS for the ankle monitors or whatever, but he invests in that company, but then there's also all the programs that go along with it, which keeps track, make sure everybody's doing everything they're supposed to, making sure, you know what I'm saying? Just actually caring about the actual
the people,
you know what I'm saying? Some people, they just they put the shit on you and be like, one slip up, nigga, you back in. You know what I'm saying? Whereas this
don't cross this line.
Right. And so some people look at it as, oh, he's just trying to line his pockets. Other people look at it as well, it's almost keeping a watchful eye on the homies. I'm making sure that you don't wild the fuck. I'm making sure they can't get you. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of perspective. You know what I'm saying? And how you look at it. You know what I mean? But I honestly believe that we should let him work. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that he's going to go in there and fuck everybody up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just my.
I think. Let the man do his thing. When has he failed us? Like, what has he done that people are like, that was horrible, Jay-Z?
That ether.
Oh, God.
Hurt the brand. Ether hurt the brand, all right?
Well, it did.
I guess time will tell. I mean, I know that's an answer nobody wants to hear, but he's not going to come out next week and go, oh, well, you know, guys, I'm not going to do it after all.
That'll be really fucked up.
Is wielding a heavy hammer on a lot of people, and it works a lot of times.
That's true.
This isn't going to be one of those.
No. Jay-Z's like, I don't care.
And listen, if Beyonce is going to like do that shit.
Exactly. He's like,
Beyonce's like, do it, boom.
You remember when people got mad at her for putting on that Beto hat?
Yeah. It doesn't matter. That's some shit, bro. It doesn't matter what you do, man. Like, it's always going to be people pissed.
It's always going to be split down. Not necessarily 50-50, but you're going to have that the hate and the love. So
this is basically Magneto and Professor X. Professor X is like, no, we could work with humans. Magneto was like, fuck that shit. I hate him.
He always fucking like, he'll say okay and they'll turn on him, try to kill him.
But they had the same mind state, man.
Oh, yeah.
After the same goal. So I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. Let time tell.
I said I can understand both sides, but I guess we'll see.
Exactly. I sympathize with both, I guess.
Well, let's